Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell Podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. We are pleased to be joined and honored to be joined by the winning crew chief from this past weekend at Las Vegas, the Penzo 400, Greg Ives, the crew chief of the number 48 Allies Chevrolet for Hendrick Motorsports, and of course, Alex Bowman. How's it going?
Good. I appreciate you having me on, Casey.
Let's talk about that win Sunday. I know that was a big win for you and the team. What was it like to get that big win, and take me through that last restart with him and with Alex and Larson?
Yeah, I mean, we had a lot of confidence going into Las Vegas. Alex is one of his better tracks. We haven't won there yet, but we always run well. Last year or 2 years ago, we had the opportunity to have a similar call like we did on Sunday. And, I kind of messed that up and took 4 tires, and we knew and talked about that if a situation like that came along again, that, we're going to put ourselves in position to win and not worry about if it cost us, a top 5 finish. So ultimately, we had a fast car, had to overcome some obstacles in stage 2 with a tire that got away. But Alex kept his mind about him, team kept digging, and had a good pit stop there at the end with the 2 tires to come out where we needed to.
Yeah, for sure. I know it was also an emotional weekend for you because it was the week of the 5-year anniversary of losing your mom, and that's a big deal for you. What was it like to get that win, knowing? And I know that, I know your mom's always been proud of you and all the things that you've been able to accomplish in your life. But what was it like to get that win, knowing?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that, it just reminds you of all the support that you have, from people that are not only, here in your life right now, but have pushed you to where you wanted to be. She was a big encourager of mine. Never letting me settle for, anything less than what she expected. When I wanted to be a doctor, she said I probably should go pursue a career in racing, just because she knew that's something I love to do. And, when she got sick, I wanted to come home, take care of her, but she said that she'd rather die at that point than have me give up on my dreams. So, there's a lot of guilt when you're selfish with your career. And I feel like that's what I had to be to get where I am today. But, there's a lot of sacrifices that people don't realize happen to the people that you love. I make sacrifices, but that's what I choose. Meanwhile, I have 3 kids, a wife that sacrificed their time to allow me to do my job because I'm selfish with my career, and same with my family. I have a big family back home, 6 sisters, 1 brother, and my dad, who's still living now, that they wait till Sunday to see me. And that's where they get their pride and joy.
Yeah. Growing up with 6 sisters had to be really, really interesting.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously, when you grow up in a small town like I did, it's one of those things you feel everybody has 6 sisters, right? So it's strange for people not to have as many siblings as I had, but ultimately it taught me, respect and taught me that a lot of great valuable lessons in life as we grew up together and had to experience the world together.
What is it like driving? What's it like been working with this new car?
Yeah, I mean, it's, the biggest excitement after last year was, something different. I had 4 wins and a decent season, but we know whenever there's change, Hendrick Motorsports is usually on the front end of making changes at a high rate and very successful at it. So, with Chevrolet over the last few years, the key partners working together, all the great people over there and all our companies, RCR, Trackhouse, and, Hendrick Motorsports all working together. I knew that there's an opportunity for us to, come out with really great race cars and ultimately maybe had to have an advantage. So, I was excited. Obviously, there's negatives to it as well. Yeah, we can focus on those. A lot of people do. I'm not one of those guys. It's to me, it's an opportunity to make the most out of a tough situation, make the most out of changes and changing of your knowledge. It's been the every week that I'm working with it, the better I'm getting, the better I understand what's going on with the car and things that we need to do to get better. And ultimately, I feel like that's the same for everybody. Everybody is getting the same experience, and ultimately, these people are going to get faster and faster and faster, and you're going to see some changes amongst people as we go into further into the year.
How many shirts did you buy?
Shirts, I haven't bought one. Well, actually, my wife buys the shirts.
Yeah.
If I bought another shirt, my wife would probably kill me because I have closets full of Ally shirts and quarter zips like I have on right now, and it's all work stuff and barely anything for. She gave me a couple boxes of stuff to either return or get rid of, and it's still actually in my car. So
Yeah.
buying shirts is not. My wife bought a shirt. I guess I can say I bought the shirt.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I mean, obviously it goes to a good cause too. So
yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah. So I mean, I have plenty. Like I said, with a big family, I guess I bought plenty of shirts.
yeah.
I guess I just don't. I don't get one to kind of maybe walk around myself. So I feel like those are. Those are incidents that happen on the racetrack. It creates great media buzz. It creates opportunity for Alex to show. Alex. He has a different personality than that Kyle does. He has different personality than Denny, and they all have different interests. And
Yeah.
Alex found a niche in the shirt sales, and whenever there's a riff or he kind of makes light of it, makes a T-shirt out of it. Like I said, the proceeds from the hack T-shirt. He bought all the guys' clocks, right? That's not a cheap thing from the proceeds that he got from it. Yeah. He gave the rest to the animal shelters. He covered the expense of the shirt, but he's like, I'm not looking to make money necessarily off of these things. What I'm looking to do is, take that money that the fans are giving me, the popularity that I'm gaining from this, give it back either to the team or give it back to the community. Maybe cover my expense on it, but ultimately turn some, media buzz and turn some, maybe some negative comments about him into, a spin of something positive and something that affects, not only people, me getting a Martinsville clock is huge. The whole team getting a Martinsville clock, but also, the animals that hopefully are rescued, from his donations.
Yeah, I know that Alex, of course, also Ally CMO Andrea Brimmer has done a lot of stuff with that too. So it's always good to see.
And that's one thing too. When you have a sponsor that's so engaged, not only with the team, it's easy to be engaged with the driver, right? So, but to be engaged to the level they're at, it's not, hey, I want a meet and greet. Hey, I want you to come sign, my kid's baseball hat. It's about what can we do together to impact your interest. His interests are his dogs and animals and and even his sprint car team and when he goes out to a Chili Bowl. Those are things that give you that little bit extra that when a restart comes at the end of the race, you want to win for Andrea Brimmer, right? You want to win for the great people at Ally, not just for yourself. So ultimately, I commend Andrea and everybody at Ally for their support of us as a race team, and it's not just the driver; it's everybody on down and what they do for us.
Absolutely. Obviously, with the news yesterday with DGR and the hauler driver, I want to ask you how important that hauler driver is to the team.
I mean, it's huge. You know, if there's one person on the team that is, is so deserving of all the credit, it's those guys that get the cars to the racetrack. And you know, there's not enough thanks to go around. There's not enough gratitude to go around for the sacrifices that they make, and the time they spend away, especially with these West Coast trips. So you know, seeing that, and myself growing up in a mechanic business where, you know, whether it was, you know, accident recovery, whether it's just working on semi trucks, to you know, dealing with the people in the trucking industry, not just not just in you know, NASCAR trucking industry, but you know, the guys that are on the road, over the road every day of the week. You know, they have families that they're away from, just to, so we can, you know, have our conveniences, and you know, the sacrifices and things that they do. So definitely, you know, our thoughts and prayers go out to the family, and all of DGR, as far as, you know, just the impact that, you know, that has on yourself and on your race team. You know, not the material side of things, but just, you know, losing somebody and an employee. So
Yeah, obviously that was a tough situation yesterday. Thoughts and prayers out to everybody at DGR during this difficult time as well. And also going into this weekend at Phoenix, this is Alex's home track. Overall, heading into this weekend, what do you feel like Phoenix is to you guys with this new car? How do you think it's going to do?
yeah,
You did
Phoenix.
test the car.
Yeah, I mean, Phoenix for us has been tough and difficult. Probably, you know, one of our favorite racetracks that we have the most difficult time at. And you know, ultimately, you know, I've talked about this before, is, you know, we can't go into Phoenix you know, putting effort in the wrong places, right? We can't just say, hey, I want to win because it's my home track, and overdo things, overthink things. You know, I think when we're at our best, we're just our methodical self. You know, get through practice, make some changes, get through qualifying, get some changes. Don't get rattled. Don't think we have to do, you know, huge drastic things. And if we do, we do, but not out of just spite, and just because, hey, we have to win here because it's our favorite track. You know, but you know, mindset going into like Martinsville and Richmond were tough tracks for us, and we just methodically got better. You know, we took and said, hey, our goal this week is, you know, 15th. That's terrible, but 20th where we were was even worse. So we just methodically kept going forward, getting our finishes, learning, not leaving the racetrack frustrated and say, you know, ripping up the setup, saying, hey, what did we do right? What did we do wrong? And let's go to work on that. So, you know, it's unfortunately, it takes time to overcome some of these tough places for us. So ultimately, that's what we're looking to do going into Phoenix, is let's go have a consistent race weekend. Let's work on the things we need to work on. Let's not get too frustrated if things don't go 100% our way, and keep building, and knowing that more short tracks are coming. But ultimately, at the end of the year, that's a huge race for everybody.
Absolutely. All right. Greg Ives, thank you so much for joining us. Congrats on the win Sunday. Good luck this weekend at Phoenix.
I appreciate it. Thank you, guys. See you, Casey.